Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our meeting. The meeting today is about advocating for nursing home reforms. Today we'll have a few announcements and a preview of upcoming meetings, and then our featured speakers will be Matthew Borden, a partner and co-founder of Brown, Hagee and Borden. He's going to speak today about his nursing home reform cases against the state with California Advocates for Nursing Home Reform. Assemblymember Al Marisucci of the 66th District will speak on bills to protect nursing home residents. It's that time of year again. We're starting a new year, July 1st, for our membership. Our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th. We depend primarily on dues to pay for vital donations to Democratic candidates. You can renew online at our website, dvpdemocrats.org, or download the membership form from our website to mail in your renewal.
Okay, so this is, we just wanted to start a Did You Know on our introduction to our meetings, and the Democratic primary in California for the 2022 midterm elections will be on June 7th, 2022. And that's hard to believe, but it's less than 1 year from today and lots of work to do. And so I just wanted to alert people, and we'll have actions at upcoming meetings for people to help the Democrats do well in 2022. Okay, the next chart. Okay, this is a preview of PB Dems meeting. Maybe you could make it a little larger, okay, I guess it's okay. So we're having an in-person picnic on July 18th, 5 to 7 p.m. on the lawn of the St. Luke's Presbyterian Church. And Congressman Ted Lieu is a featured speaker and will be performing installation of our new Palos Verdes Democrats board. So we have many local elected officials to speak. Those that are kind of grayed out, I'm still waiting for confirmation. They're still working it. But we do have Harley Ruda, who was our former congressman of Congressional District 48. He will be coming. And online today with us, we also have Harold Williams, and he'll be speaking from the West Basin Municipal Water District. He's the president of, and he represents Division 1, which we're in. And the Water Replenishment District Director, Rob Catherman, will be speaking. And then from our local cities, Rolling Hills Estates City Council, Steve Zuckerman and Debbie Segura will be speaking together. From Rancho Palos Verdes, Mayor Eric Alegria will speak. From Palos Verdes Estates City Council, Jim Bruce. And from the school district board members, Rick Phillips, Megan Crawford, and Ami Gandhi, who was just appointed when Jeff Frankel, who had passed away, she just got, after 6 months in office, Ami just got appointed. And then from the library board, we have Rosa Easton and Zoe Uno. I'm still waiting to hear back from Mayor Bill Brand from Redondo Beach. But a mayoral candidate who's running in Torrance will be coming, Cliff Newmark. And we're still waiting to hear from Congresswoman Maxine Waters. I don't have Al Marisucci on here because I understand he'll be out of town, but that might change. Maybe you'll change it today, Al. Okay, if you just scroll a little bit lower. So at our picnic, we will be providing boxed dinners from Lanada Market, a local market in Delhi. They'll have 3 signature sandwiches, and together with potato salad, chips, and a pie. And so we're still working the logistics on that and the drinks, and that will be coming out in future emails. So in August, I also wanted to share that we will be having back Judge Tom Long of the Los Angeles Superior Court, and we will be reviewing the 2020 through 2021 Supreme Court review. This is from UC Irvine's 11th annual Supreme Court term in review. So they always record this, and then we go through some of their what they've discussed, their panel has discussed, and then Judge Tom Long gives his opinion as well. So we've been doing it for a number of years, and we all look forward to seeing this. Okay, we're going to move on to some member news and some member actions. Okay, so we have okay, I think Connie just put on. Okay, so this is the one action that Connie Sullivan is going to talk about, and then I had a couple other newsworthy things to talk about.
Yeah, so everybody knows that there is a recall of Governor Newsom going on. There were enough signatures, as we all know, to put the recall on the ballot. And there are a number of actions that people can take to help stop the recall. What Anne has highlighted here is a postcarding campaign that actually I don't know too much about, but it is the Grassroots Democrats headquarters that is sponsoring this one. And I don't know, do you have a link for that?
The link is on our website. The other thing I thought maybe you might know is this information about the recall vote being moved up earlier than November. Do you have?
So I don't know a lot about that. They were looking at late November for it. I think there's some discussion that Newsom would like to have it earlier for all kinds of political reasons. So we're just going to have to wait and see about that. What I wanted to say, though, is that I put another link in the chat, and that is the California Democratic Party is having their kickoff for Stop the Recall. And that's this Tuesday night evening. I think it's either 6 or 7 in the evening. I put the mobilized link in the chat for anyone who's interested in that. In addition to this postcarding, there has been texting going on for 6 weeks at least. And I've been doing a lot of that. I did more of it a while ago. I got kind of lazy recently, but I was on it again for an hour or so this Friday. Just and what's interesting, and some of the things I think we're going to have to push back on. For example, I was talking to a friend in Northern California about the recall, and he said, "Oh, I don't care if Gavin gets recalled. I'll take some other Democrat."
Oh,
I said,
"There's no other Democrat."
Well, that's what I said. So there are a lot of people that don't realize that, at least as of right now, there are no other Democrats running. That's the part, and the party is discouraging, and Newsom is certainly discouraging any Democrats from running. So I explained to him that it won't be a Democrat. It'll be Caitlyn Jenner with 30% of the vote if he doesn't vote for Newsom. And so he's on board, but that's the kind of education that we're going to have to do to people, for people. And I get some of that on the texting. I get some people who say they're Democrats, but they're mad at him for what he did to businesses during COVID, or the EDD mess. They're laying that on him. He is the governor, and it is his government. So, just because we're Democrats and we have a huge majority of Democrats doesn't mean that he might not face some real strong headwinds in the recall. So we're going to have to work on this. I'm mad at him about the French Laundry restaurant too, but not enough to recall him.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I'm mad we don't have enough rain. It's all his fault.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So anyway, I heard the same thing that Denzi put here in the chat. It was on KPCC that they actually want to move the vote as early as September, but the cost is just astronomical, so 250 million, and that doesn't include everything. So it's just exactly what Denzi said here.
Yeah, the cost is the cost, regardless of
when it is. Yeah. So another.
I think he's thinking there's going to be a lot of fires in the fall that could affect how people feel about him.
Yeah.
So
I think the fires are coming earlier. Anyway, a couple other things I wanted to just. Before people leave. So I don't know if you read the Easy Reader, but the Easy Reader that just came out for this week has a 2-part series on the second life of Bruce's beach. So people who, especially obviously in Manhattan Beach, are, have been trying to get their city council to apologize or at least do something, and they haven't even gotten it. But this 2-part series, I just encourage everybody to get a copy. It is, so the first part's this week. It's an excellent read of the history of Willie and Charles Bruce's purchase of oceanfront land between 26th and 27th Street in Manhattan Beach back on February 15th, 1912. 10 months before the city was incorporated, they purchased this land. And they told the LA Times at that time, after obtaining the property, that they had a vision for the property as a respite for Black folks during an unjust time, a little breathing space at the seaside where they might have a little holiday. But I didn't write the author's name down, but he's a regular columnist in Easy Reader, but he writes their history similar to what you would see like in this Underground Railroad series that's been on Amazon. I mean, it just reads just like that in terms of how they were treated. And so anyway, I just encourage people to read it, and that they're going to actually, they are going to make a series of what happened to them on, I think it was on either Netflix or Amazon. So just encourage you for that. And then one last thing, we all see town halls happening, and some, I know we're all zoomed out, but there is one, and I'm going to put it in the newsletter. I'll have a link instead of something that you have to copy today. But Assembly Member Patrick O'Donnell, who represents District 70, he hosts, which includes Long Beach, Single Hill, San Pedro, and Catalina Island. He hosted a virtual town hall June 10th, focusing on the DDT chemical waste in local waters off the coast of California. And on his town hall, he had the local Long Beach chapter of the Sierra Club, but he had Scripps Institution at UC San Diego. He had California State Long Beach Shark Lab. The professor there was just amazing. And he also had Heal the Bay. And just, you'll learn so much. I'll put the link in our newsletter. But the recording can be seen on Assembly Patrick O'Donnell's Facebook page. And so it just shows you, it's just more than the super fun that we've all heard about, what Montrose did, his dumping did. This sheds the light on what those barrels are doing in the, that's not on the shelf off of PV, but it's more in the deep water, and what all those canisters are exposing us to. And they're just, now finding it out. So I encourage everybody to watch that. So that was my 2 cents at the end. Anybody else? This is your time to have your 2 cents at the end.
I did want to say a few more things about the recall, if I can.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
There is some concern that maybe Antonio Villaraigosa or Tom Steyer might not be able to resist jumping in. And actually, there are 10 registered Democrats who have filed with the FPPC. They aren't elected officials. They just happen to be people with a D behind their name. But in some of the texting the answers I'm getting back from people, when they say they're going to support the recall, we ask them who they're going to be supporting. And I've gotten a few back about some Democrat that they say they're going to be supporting. So that's a little troubling. I just wanted to put that out there.
Denzi, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. On the heels of Connie, unless it was talked about before the meeting started, I want to congratulate her and Paul Seo. And please remind me, Connie, if anybody else from the club were recently elected, of the 30 total e-board members for the LA County Democratic Party. Congratulations, Connie and Paul.
Thank you. As far off the top of my head, it's just me and Paul from this
Yeah,
in the Assembly District. Yeah.
both PV Dems members. So.
Oh, and I thank you. I do have one other announcement, if I can. We're going to have a breakfast on Sunday, June 27th at Mimi's Cafe. So any good Democrats who want to come down and talk politics in person and not on a Zoom will be at Mimi's at 10 a.m. Sunday, the 27th of June.
Yay, our breakfast again. They're so great.
Very good.
Ann.
Oh, hi, Harold. Go ahead.
Hi, I have would like to make an announcement or two. I haven't been on Zoom with you folks in a while. I really can't stand Zoom, but anyhow, as most of you probably know by now, that Metropolitan now has a new general manager, and that was quite an ordeal that we went through with that. But
congratulations.
Well, thank you. And his name is Adele Hascalia. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. He's a civil engineer, a registered civil engineer, by God. And he'll start his job on July the 6th. In addition to that, you probably heard this weekend that West Basin put its general manager on executive leave. So that's all I can tell you, that happened. And since it's a personnel matter, I can't say much more.
That I hadn't heard, and that would be good to hear about.
Yes. Don't.
Well, when you can tell us, let me know.
At another day and time, I will be able to speak to that. But right now, it's under investigation, and we'll know more later on. The third thing I'd just like to mention real quick, some of you probably know this already, that every 5 years or so, we have to put out an urban water master plan. And we're working on that now. To do that, we had a public hearing on last week on June the 10th, I believe. And the final hearing on this, or time to make comments, will be up until June the 28th, which will be the day that we approve the plan. So if you're interested in water, I would suggest that you try to get a hold of that and read it.
I have a question for Harold. Oh, I'm sorry, you're still going.
Still going. So then another nifty thing that's coming up that I'm pretty excited about is that we have the first recycled water project that's coming to the Hill, and that is the Palos Verdes recycled water pipeline construction that it goes to feed the golf course. But in addition to that, on the way up, we get to provide recycled water to some other areas. And we will be hiring a construction manager, outreach manager, to make sure that we do the project right in terms of how we deal with the public and the residents and the businesses. So that RFP will be coming out fairly soon. And of course, if you want to know what's in that, you just get that. Anybody can get that RFP. Okay. And then the last thing. Oh, that's it for now. So if you want me to come back and talk about one specific thing, let me know. I'd be happy to do that, or have someone from our district to come to tell you, give you the information the way that you would understand it better than coming from me.
Well, we do have you coming to our picnic, but that's just for a short. But I do, knowing that your recycled water is now finally making it to Palos Verdes Estates golf course, I will call you back for that one.
All right, very good. I think all of you probably want to know.
And of course,
that.
the director. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which director? Never mind. Okay.
I have a question for Harold.
Yes.
It's about the other director for the other water district, the water replenishment district. I remember articles in the paper about Albert Robles possibly being appointed to that. And I didn't follow it after that, and I don't know what they did. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about that. Only what I know is what was in the newspapers is that they have appointed a new general manager, and it's not Albert Robles.
Okay.
I wanted to, Harold's saying triggered the EPA is going through a lot of new rules to overturn all the bad stuff that Trump did. They're going through public listening sessions. There's one on pollutants and particularly methane, and there's one on risk management plan, which relates to hydrofluoric acid. But these are things you can sign up for. Go to EPA listening, and it's part of a process of building back better in the regulation zone. And you can listen in, and you can also speak. One of them is 5 minutes, and the other is 3 minutes. And there'll be probably other rules like this coming out. So if you're environmentally oriented and want to take part on a national level, that's an opportunity.
Well, thank you. Yes. Any other questions?
I don't see that, but thank you for letting us know, Harold. That was very nice. Thank you.
Anytime, and I'll definitely be
and
at
keep
the
coming
table on
back.
18th.
Yeah, keep coming back.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have any last minute announcements? All right. I can see the sunny afternoon is calling you all. So we'll call this the end. Thank you, everybody,
Thank you.
and for everybody's participation. It's very helpful. Take care.
You.